on to your hip strength workout. For today's workout, you will need a small ball or a block. Either one works great. And a small band, a small looped band if you have it. If you have a longer band like this, you could roll it up twice. You could make it a small band like this. If you don't have a band, we can totally use your hands as well. All right, so we're going to start with that ball or the block. Come to the wall. We're going to do some glute activation. So you're going to come to a shallow lunge really close to the wall, and you're going to take that ball and put it between your knee and the wall of the front leg. Now, you want to be close enough that you feel like your leg is staying nice and still. You're just inserting that block or the ball between your ball and the wall. All right, now bring that back leg back enough that you don't feel like you're coming out here and opening that hip to the side, right? That toe is tucked under, so you're nice and square, right? And just make sure that your left hip point is even with your right. You're tucking your tailbone under, and then you're going to press that knee into the wall. Pretty automatically, you're going to feel this right glute, the back of the right hip, start to activate, right? That's what we want. Press that right heel down into the floor like you had a nail underneath your heel, right? So this is stage one of glute activation. Lift that deep core, tuck that tailbone under, and press that knee into that ball or the block. Good. Now from here, you could choose to stay here. Put a timer on for a minute, 2 minutes, stay here, right? Really feel that glute. Stage two is to take the arms in front of your hips or arms in front of your shoulders. We're going to hip hinge forward. So now what I want you to think about is that we're hinging from the hips, right? Notice that my hips are what are moving. So you could even take your finger to your pubic bone and press your pubic bone back, right? And then come up. So what I don't want to see is rounding through the back here, right? Moving through the back, and my hips aren't really moving, right? Imagine you had a stick from the top of your head to your tailbone, and that stays perfectly still, right? It's gonna feel hard in that right glute, but take your fingertips on your pubic bone or in your hips, send that hip back, bring your chest forward, press that knee into the ball. You are gonna feel that right glute fire up, right? Exhale, drive all the way back up. All right, we're gonna do a set of 5 here. Inhale, come down, press that right knee into the ball. Exhale, come up. 1. Inhale down, keep that back nice and flat. Exhale, 2. Good. This left hip is perfectly still as well, right? We're not opening, trying to push back this way. We're dropping that left hip forward. Exhale, come up. We're going to drive right into that right glute. That's what we're turning on. Exhale, come up. Good. Feel free to take the arms here if that feels better. And exhale, come up. Good. Last one here. Inhale down. And exhale, come up. Awesome. Good. You can step away from the wall. Woo, yes, holy right hip, right? So we're working these big glute muscles back here. You're definitely going to feel it after that one, right? We get all the right muscles turned on. Other side, left leg forward, right leg back, come into your shallow lunge. Ball goes between the wall and your knee. Feel free to set up how it feels comfortable, right? So you can really put some pressure on that ball. And then tuck your tailbone under, right? Press into the ball, into the wall, and the heel down into the floor. Stay here if you need to, just for a couple seconds to get that left glute to turn on. Sometimes it takes a little time. Just standing here, you can really get that glute firing. Even use your hand, give it a little tap on the left side, close to the wall, this one back here, right? Give it a little tap, see if you can turn it on. Once it's turned on, now we're going to pitch forward from the hips. Bring your fingertips to your pubic bone. Send your pubic bone back. Right? Go back, 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 back. Keep that right hip forward. Drive through that left glute. Come all the way back up. Good. Inhale, hip hinge forward. And exhale. Notice the tendency when you come up to maybe open or drop forward, right? You want to keep those hips parallel. It's going to feel hard. And exhale, come up. Good. Create space in the back of the hip. Inhale, come down. And exhale, come up. Good. Keep the core engaged so you're really using that glute. Exhale, come up. Notice my low back is not rounding, right? We're not rounding here. This is not a back extension and flexion exercise. It is a hip exercise, right? Down and back up. Good. We got 3 more. If you want to take your arms up here, you can. Just make sure those hips are staying nice and stable, nice and parallel. Good. Inhale down and exhale up. Fight for that left glute. And 1 more here. Good. And exhale. Nice. Good. So that left leg is definitely turned on now. Shake it out. Yep. All right. Drop your ball off to the side. We're going to come to your mat. Step your left leg forward. So we're coming into a low lunge here. All right. Bring your feet towards each other. Now that we've turned on that right glute, this should feel a little bit easier, right? So right leg is forward. Squeeze your legs together like you're making a wrinkle in the mat. Awesome. Drop this top hip down. So oftentimes what I'll see here is that we'll sit in this position, right? Our QL on the side gets tight. We hike that hip up to get out of the glute activation. So drop that hip down, squeeze your legs together. You're going to feel that right glute turn on. Good. If you need to do that a couple times, go for it, right? Awesome. Good. Squeeze those legs together. And then we're going to lean slightly forward. So lean slightly forward into it. Keep your tailbone tucked under and then drive through that heel, come all the way back. You're going to feel it in that glute. Inhale forward, exhale back. Really small range of motion, but we're working on getting that glute to fire from the very beginning of that position. For all of our deadlifts and our squats, this is what we need. Good. And this really pairs with that hip flexor release that we did in the mobility section, right? Because we need release on that hip flexor of the left leg to let us go forward, right? And to make sure that we have access to that glute. Good. Take 3 more here. Stay connected in that glute. Keep that right hip dropping down. Drive through this heel on the ground like you had peanut butter on your heel you were trying to smear off, and forward. Push that way. Push forward. Last one here. Should feel that glute. Good. Awesome. Switch sides. So left leg forward. And it should really feel like a warmth there. It shouldn't feel like your leg is going to fall off or tingly, but it should feel like you feel like those muscles are working and they're the ones moving your legs. All right. So squeeze your legs together on this side. Again, check in with your hip position. Notice if that hip tends to hike. If you get a lot of tightness here, drop that hip down and then squeeze your legs together. Right? You're going to feel that glute turn on as soon as you pull that heel back in space, tuck the tailbone under, and then check in. See what you feel in that left glute. All right, now here we're going to go forward. Make sure that knee is tracking right over your toes, and then come all the way back. Exhale forward. Use that glute. Push that heel down to bring yourself back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Sorry, I just reversed the breath. Inhale forward and exhale back. Good. I want you to feel that glute all the way back. Nice. One side might feel harder than the other. If that's the case, you can go back forward here, just stay here, drop that hip down. Good. If any of these bother your knees, the thing you can do is bring your foot up onto a chair and do the same thing here. So you're leaning forward and back. So I would show you here. So you'd be leaning forward and back in that glute. Got a bouncy Bosu ball here. So you would go back and forth here, trying to access that glute on this side, right? So that back knee doesn't have to be on the floor. Awesome. One more here. If you are on the floor, good. Get into that glute. Perfect. All right. Now come back to a downward dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Just shake out your hips a little bit, shake out your glutes. Yep. And then walk your feet forward, shake out your upper body, then come all the way up to stand. Awesome. All right. Now we are going to do a little lift here from a higher position. If you have a couch or a step, you can do this on. That would be great as well. So you're going to put your foot up on a high level surface, other foot back. And we're going to stay here in a low lunge. All right, back knee is bent. Tuck your tailbone under, access that glute. And we're going to go forward and back here. So just forward and back. Right, so this is basically the modification for being on your knees, right? But this is also the advancement of it because you have the ability to go a little further forward and a little lower down. Good, so go in and out, press through your heel, Keep that glute engaged as you're going here. Awesome. Yep. Good. Nice. One more here. Awesome. Good. Come all the way back and we'll switch sides. Yeah, those glutes are turned on. Beautiful. Other leg forward. All right, back knee bends, tailbone tucks under, right? You could choose to just stay here, work on that left glute engagement, or we'll go in and out. So you're lunging forward and back. What I want you to think about is keeping the weight on your front heel, right? You're driving through that front heel and you're engaging that left glute as you are coming up, pushing like you had a nail underneath that left heel that you were pushing down into the couch and away. Good. Last two here. One more. Awesome. Good. You can rest. All right. Really quick, an advancement to this. If the next time you do this workout, you want a little more oomph, you can use your band or a belt, put it around your knee. Go ahead and try it with me now so that next time when you do the workout, if you want to go right into a heavier workout, you can do that. Right? So any of these exercises that we've done with the lunges, you can put a band around your knee. Come here. So you're holding it. It's around the outside of your knee, front knee. You're holding it with your other hand. You're giving some tension. So you're pushing that knee away from the tension of the band. And we're going to go in and out here. So you're automatically adding some weight to that lunge. And you're forcing that knee and that right hip to work even harder. Right? So the harder your hand pulls, the more your knee has to press out to the side in resistance, the more you're going to feel that glute, right? Good. So if you're joining me on this, let's just do two more here. This is a way to increase that intensity really quickly. But if you're not feeling it in the glute, do not add the band, right? Go make sure you're feeling glute first through the movement and then add the band. Awesome. Good. And then we'll switch sides. So band goes around the front knee, around the outside of the knee, right? Hold on to it this way. You can use a belt as well. We're holding on here. Pull with that hand, press the knee into the band. Good. And then we'll go for that lunge. So press that heel down into the floor and all the way back. Knee presses out against the resistance of the band. Inhale down. Exhale, press up. Good. Get into that glute. Oh, yeah. Good. Last two here. One more, and two. Awesome. Good. You can rest. All right. Let's move our couch or not the couch. Move your ottoman or stool off to the side. We're going to grab your band, your looped band. Hold on to that band, put it around your knees. You're going to step into it. We're going to take some squats here. So feet go wide, about hip distance apart. Now I want you to plant your feet into the ground. We're going to go back into a squat. Now press your knees into the band. Press your feet like you're screwing them into the floor. Out. So stay here. See if you can feel those glutes activate. Right now that we've turned them on, probably a little more accessible. Good. And then exhale, drive through your feet. Come all the way up. Press into that band. Good. Inhale, come all the way back down. Keep pressing into that band. Feet screw into the ground. Exhale, left. Good. We're going to use that core breath. Inhale. Core stays engaged when you inhale. Exhale, drive up. Awesome. Inhale. Exhale, press up. Good. Keep pressing out into that band through the whole movement. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Good. Now, where you should feel this the most, you will feel it a little in your quads, but mostly in your glutes. Right? Sit back. Exhale, press up. Screw those feet into the ground. Right? Deep core lift as you come up. Let's do 5 more here. Inhale. Exhale, lift. 1. Deep core lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. 2. Feel that burn. Feel that shake. Exhale, lift. 3. Ooh, yeah. Inhale down. Exhale, 4. Good. Screw those feet into the floor. Inhale down. And exhale up. Awesome. Good. Take that band off. Let it fall down to the ground. Take it off to the side. Good. Rest. All right. So every time you squat, I want you to think about that. Screwing the feet into the ground and finding those glutes, right? Every time you squat. All right. Last one, we're going to take a deadlift. So bring your ball between your knees. or block. And we're going to press the feet down into the floor, right? Press those feet in. Feet are pretty close, so they're right underneath you. Have to squeeze that blocker ball, right? We're going to inhale, hip hinge, send that pubic bone back, right? Hands down, squeeze those glutes. Exhale, come all the way up to stand. Lift that deep core. We do 5 here. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Screw those feet into the ground. Inhale, exhale, lift. Nice. Get those glutes to fire from the very bottom of the movement. Release those glutes down. Exhale, lift. Nice. Find that extension in the back of the hips. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale, lift. Yeah, 2 more breaths here. Inhale down. Go slowly. Exhale, lift. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Fantastic. Good. Take the block out. Just march your knees into your chest. Let go of your hips. Good. We've done some really good hip work here. So really let your hips release. You can let your hips tuck under a little bit as you're bringing those knees in. Good. And then we'll take the feet hip distance apart. Come to a forward bend with your knees bent. And then straighten 1 leg at a time. 1 at a time, just marching those knees with your feet on the floor. So your hips are rotating right and left. Good. Big deep breath into your back. Fantastic. Good. Bend your knees, roll all the way up to stand. Fantastic work.